I have a few questions. One, I'd like to know why the town of Warrensburg feels that they can ignore an order of consent by Judge Dyer in relationship to the hours that they're working on the landfill closure and Mr. Galusha's property.
Right.
I have been in contact with Mr. Storrs, the Assistant Attorney General's office. They did notify Mr. Galusha back at the beginning of September. They also supposedly sent a letter to the town attorney notifying this. I was out of town this weekend, but up until this weekend, they worked every Sunday from early morning until the afternoon, and there is an order of consent. Why are you people above the law? Why do we have to abide by rules and regulations, and the town feels that they can ignore it? I understand the landfill it's important to get it closed. You're not coming crunch to shove. They've been in violation of this court order for some time. And I mentioned it at the August meeting that this constant beep, beep, beep. They quelched the beep on one of the vehicles, they left it on the other. From between 6 and 7 o'clock every morning, you hear this constant beep, 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 beep all day long. They bang the dump trucks, which they can very easily find a way not to make as much noise when they were banging the dump trucks. They don't seem to care.
You're asking me a lot of questions, Robin, that you seem to have all the answers.
I don't have no one's given the answers.
You're telling me that there's all this noise and you know it can be cut down some. We are a working town trying to work against the weather. We've got December 31st coming up. After that, we're in violation. Now
you're in violation of another court order by not obeying the time frames.
I would suggest that you get a hold of our town attorney and file charges against us, do whatever you want to do. I can't resolve your problem.
The APA filed charges. They got an order of consent that you people signed in April. You seem to ignore it. What good does a court order do if it does not get, if no one abides by it? You sign it, you signed it yourself. Your attorneys, everybody signed it and said, yes, we agree to these terms.
We're not going to resolve it tonight, Robin. We're not going to. You've been gone for the weekend, so it didn't bother you during that time.
No, because I wasn't here. But it did. If they were working on Sunday.
We are under a court order to close that landfill.
You're under another court order.
It's disturbing your serenity up
there.
No,
you're under court order to close the landfill within specified hours of operation.
Yeah.
And it states 1/2 hour after sunrise, which is stated on the TV every day what hour sunrise is, and 1/2 hour before sunset.
Well,
you're also restricted.
Rick is not here, and I can't confront Rick until he's here.
When you got notification from Mr. Storrs from the Attorney General's office, somebody should have confronted him. Your attorney should have confronted him.
Well, I'm aware of what you're trying to do. It's obvious in the paper, and your statements you made. You don't even want an industrial park there.
I don't care if you have an industrial park, provided that is governed by the same rules and regulations the rest of the world.
Okay.
The rest of the Adirondack Park Agency.
Right.
Did anyone tell you that they're in violation? I told you back in August they're working from early in the morning to late at night.
When we get out of bed in the morning, we've done something wrong. There's only a few people in town that complain about what we're doing.
Because they don't live there.
I understand that.
And no one was, I was not aware until August.
Have you ever thought possibly that when this is done, it'll quiet down?
No, what scares me is when this is done and you're not under the APA jurisdiction anymore, if they do grant that changeover, that there'll be no one but yourselves to dictate what hours they can work. Because I'm trying to still get an answer to whether, when you get out of the APA hands, does the order of consent by Judge Dyer, is that still in effect as far as the hours of operation, which are 8 to 5 after the landfill is closed?
I don't know what Judge Dyer has in mind. He's the judge, not me.
It's in a paper. You people got it, you signed it.
I understand.
You didn't know what you signed?
But I know what I signed, but I don't know what Judge Dyer has in mind once it's done and the industrial park is in operation. I'm not going through a bunch of papers. I'm not going to spend a lot of time with you, Robin. I'm not going to.
It's very simple. It's an order of consent, index number 31829.
If you want to bring some charges or file charges, whatever, that's fine with me.
Well,
we're not going to resolve or settle anything here tonight. Now,
can't you tell me that you acknowledge the fact that there's a court order and that you will instruct Rick Galusha to abide by the court order?
We have an attorney that we work with, and that's where it's going to stay. We've got a deadline. We're headed into November, And the beepity beep is bothering you up there when we've got snow coming.
No,
cold
what's
weather.
bothering me more is that you're ignoring the law, the order of
Nobody's
consent.
ignoring anything.
There's an order of
It's your
consent here.
interpretation of the law, maybe, but I'm not
Well,
gonna get into
it
it.
specifically says Monday to Saturday when the landfill
right.
is not capped, and they're working Sunday.
It's not legal
All right,
terminology.
it's not legal, then find
It's-
some
it's
charges, do
simple.
something. But you're not gonna straighten it out here with the town board tonight. Yes, Mr. Green?
2 months ago, I presented what was gotten a few days before of a ordinance in town of Fort Ann, right to farm life law.
I don't wanna get into right to farm law. down
Okay,
here,
excuse me,
Bob.
I'm just saying that the
Okay.
reverse should be applied to any industry coming in, and I request that you pass such a law. And also, while you're at it, you can put in a noise ordinance, which I hear there doesn't have any.
Not only that,
If
but
that doesn't
a noise
occur,
ordinance holds no teeth. I talked to the sheriff about it. It's one of the toughest laws, once you've introduced it into a town, to enforce.
we go out and arrest the offenders, they're making noises.
All right.
Now, if the noise ordinance and the other odors and other things is not passed, then I'll file a court order to get it passed.
Okay,
All
that's
right.
what you gotta do about it.
But
I have
what-
no problem with that.
We get a court order is gotten, and then you people ignore it, and you just have to keep getting court orders and court orders. What's
Well,
the
when a court
point?
order gets ignored, then I feel,
I will
if I
contact
start it,
Mr.
then it'll
Stores
be
in
my
the
end to
morning
enforce it.
and tell him the only way to get it resolved is that he must
Okay.
bring you guys into court, bring them into court again. And not under a cloak of we don't know what's going on.
Everything you said has been duly noted. Now we're going on with our agenda. Reports of